Did you know Hugh Jackman was in a Peter Pan movie? I sure didn't. And you might be asking yourself, what character would Hugh Jackman play in that? Not Peter Pan, obviously. Was he Captain Hook? Nope. What if I told you there was a Hugh Jackman Peter Pan movie where he was the bad guy, but he wasn't Hook? He, in fact, plays a character called Blackbeard in a version of Peter Pan I have never, ever seen before. Well, this week we are going to be talking about 2015's Pan on the Everyman Movie Review. First things first, as I've been doing at top of all the episodes, thank you to everyone who has been staying home and staying healthy. You guys are helping to flatten the curve, and you are getting us out of quarantine even faster than I thought was going to be possible. I was saying to myself, August at the earliest, but it looks like by June, some state of normalcy will have returned. So thank you to all of you who are staying at home, and an even bigger thank you to the grocery store workers, the nurses, the doctors, everyone on the front lines who is right now helping us fight this virus off. Us flattening the curve makes their life easier, and their lives are on the line to make sure we stay healthy. So thank you to all of you. Before I even get into this Pan movie this week, let's go ahead and just get the pleasantries out of the way, shall we? Pan was directed by Joe Wright. It was written by Jason Fuchs. And of course, it's based on the historical characters that were created by J.M. Barre. It is starring, as I said before, Hugh Jackman as Blackbeard, Levi Miller as Peter, Garrett Hedlund as Hook, James Hook in this version, Rooney Mara as Tiger Lily, the whitest native I have ever seen, Adil Akhtar as Sam Smeagol, Nonso Anosi as Bishop, Amanda Seyfried in a very limited role as Mary, Peter's mother. Cara Delevingne makes an appearance as several people in this movie, a group of mermaids. And they are supported by an amazing cast of natives / lost boys, depending on how you look at it. I mean, both are there. There's lost boys from the orphanage. They were played super well, as well as the natives who I think basically have to be from Cirque du Soleil, because some of the stuff they did was crazy. So Pan. In this version of Pan, the world is very different. It is the 1940s England, and the bombardment is underway. The Battle of Britain, that happened mostly in the skies above London and southern England, is underway. And Peter, no last name, lives in an orphanage. And I mean, I always wondered how Peter got his name, and this one does a really good job of explaining that. And I'll get to that. But Peter lives in an orphanage, and boys are starting to go missing. And the nun who runs the orphanage is saying, oh, they got adopted. They went to Canada. So Canada becomes this like really magical place for them. But Peter and his buddy Nibs decide something weird is afoot. And they go searching around. They find a secret door, secret compartment that has a bunch of nice rations in it, like candy and stuff that people donated. And also has a treasure chest with pirate gold in it. And they're trying to figure out why the nun would have pirate gold. So they stay up one night to see if they can catch the nun selling orphans to someone who has pirate gold. And they give up after a few hours and start to go to bed, but they're still awake when from the roof, from the sky, pirates drop in on ropes, grabbing children out of their beds. And they take every boy that's in the orphanage, except for Nibs, who gets away. Then Peter goes off to Never Never Land, and he finds out that he's about to be a miner who's mining pixum, or fossilized pixie dust, for Blackbeard the pirate, who comes out to a Nirvana song, and that makes I don't understand that at all. There's like a lot of pop culture song references, and they're redone to fit the mood, and it doesn't fit at all. It's very weird. And he makes friends with a guy, well, he thinks they're friends. The guy doesn't think they're friends, with James Hook, who's just another miner who's there, who's been trapped and becomes a prisoner and has to work the mines. Well, on his first day, Peter upsets someone. He finds some pixum, which would get him a lot of rewards, but he doesn't know to protect it. And somebody steals it and then says, hey, I found some, and they're about to get rewards. And Peter speaks up about it, and off they're taken up to Blackbeard because thievery is not allowed. And he tried to steal that pixum that the other guy got out of the ground. He got it out of the ground. It's a whole complicated thing. Anyway, so Blackbeard makes him walk the plank, and as he falls very, very far from the flying pirate ship, that's, by the way, also how they got kidnapped into a flying pirate ship, that went up into space to get away from fighter jets that thought it was Nazi bombers, and they became weightless. Peter floats around and stuff, but they can all still breathe. It's a weird place to draw the line. None of that is really important. But so he gets kicked off he walks the plank and he gets knocked off and he falls a very long way down to almost hit the ground. And then he stops and starts floating. And he said, oh my God, I can fly. And everybody sees him and they're like, oh, he can fly. And he was like, I don't believe it. And of course, as soon as he stopped believing, he plummets the last few feet to the ground. But now they've seen him fly. And we come to learn that there is a tale that the natives tell about a young prince and his secret bride and their love child, who was half human and half fairy. And when that boy returned, he'd be carrying a flute on a necklace and let everyone know he was there to lead them to finally getting rid of Blackbeard and his pirates. And so James Hook, now seeing his route out, says, hey, buddy, you can fly us on out of here, get me to a ship, and then we can get back to the real world and get back to my life. So they stage an escape, but the escape doesn't go so well. They crash in the woods, they're abducted by natives. And then this is where we learn how Peter Pan, at least in this universe, gets his name. Because Pan is what the natives call their best warrior, their leader warrior. And right now the natives have a Pan. He challenges Hook to a battle, but when Peter ends up jumping on this Neverland bird or Neverbird, whatever it is, flying it in and stopping the fight, they realize that he is really the true warrior, and he's wearing the necklace with a flute, or a pan, that symbolizes the best, strongest warrior of the clan. So now he is, of course, Peter the Pan, or Peter Pan, which, again, is the best explanation for why he's Peter Pan I've ever seen in any of these movies. So Peter learns that the pixies aren't dead, as Blackbeard had said that they were. Instead, they're in hiding, and the natives are protecting them. And they were waiting for him to return so the pixies will come and help them fight Blackbeard once again. And Blackbeard finds this out. Smee, being Smee as he is in all the other versions, is a bit of a rat, and rats out everybody to Blackbeard. And so in order to get himself some comforts of life. And then it's on. The real big battle is going to begin. Can Peter unlock his powers, prove to everyone he can actually fly, and lead the pixies and the natives against Blackbeard and win? His ally in this, James Hook, which is a strange turn of events. It's just, it's a cute, fun kids movie. And yeah, there's like some sword fighting. It's swashbuckling fighting. Tiger Lily looks amazing, other than Rooney Mara being super white and somehow being her father being like a Pacific Islander, which I didn't really get. But of course, they finally have that battle, and Peter does unlock his powers. And as then they go back to the orphanage again, and they kidnap another group of kids. For what reason? It really is weird. But because Peter needs to add his own tribe. He needs to have his own group. The natives are their people, the fairies are their people, but Peter wants his people, the Lost Boys, to come to Never Never Land with him. And so he goes and gets them and tortures the nun one last time and gets Nibs and brings him along, and everybody's happy. And as they're sailing back to Never Never Land, Hook is Captain Hook, because he's captaining the ship. And Peter looks at him and says, will we be friends forever? And Hook says, of course. I don't know what would happen that would ever make that not be true. And basically the last 4 or 5 minutes of the movie is you setting all of us up at home to be like, oh, Peter, oh, if only you knew the things that were going to happen. You're going to lose your shadow one day and meet a girl named Wendy and all of that stuff. So it was a bit much. But again, I have to take it with a grain of salt, just like I did Dr. Dolittle. Dolittle was a movie of adults, shot like a real movie, but it's directed at kids. This is the same thing. It's an adult movie shot but aimed at kids. And much like my commentary about Robert Downey Jr. in Dolittle, I have kind of the same feelings about Hugh Jackman in Pan. Not that he put on an accent, although he definitely did. He put on a pirate accent. But again, it's fitting because he's a pirate. And it's never really super made clear. I don't think a kid would get why he needed the pixies or the fairies and pixie dust. And he has a machine that actually keeps him young. And he wears a wig, which is super funny when it gets knocked off by Tiger Lily. But he has this machine, and he breathes in the pixum, or pixie dust, and it keeps him young. It's a rejuvenator. That's really his motivation, but it took me a while to get it. And I don't think a kid, maybe a kid would get it. I don't know. Maybe I'm not as smart as like a 5th grader. I wish there was some kind of show I could go on to prove whether or not I was. But anyway. But so Hugh Jackman plays this very weird character, again, Blackbeard the pirate, who somehow got to Neverland, because there is really a real Blackbeard in like history, and he's still young, even though it's 1940s. Blackbeard would have disappeared like 100 years before that. And there's flying ships, which aren't really explained at all. There's these big bubbles of water in the sky as well that have like crocodiles and fish fish in them. Don't really ever explain that. There's a lot of stuff about Neverland that's not explained. They really kind of stick to like, this is the whole point. We got to find the natives and unlock the fairy kingdom and bring them out as allies so we can fight and defeat Blackbeard. And for that matter, it stays on script. It stays on plot really, really well. There's a couple little side plots. Hook and Tiger Lily got a thing going on, and Smee kind of, selling them out to Blackbeard, and Blackbeard and his crew are obviously the antagonists, but it's a simple, direct movie, which is kind of what I expect from a kid's movie, and it delivered on that. Would I watch it again? Absolutely not. I saw Hugh Jackman in Pan, and I was like, oh, this could be really good or it could be really bad. It's closer to bad than it is good. But if you have kids at home, and you like Hugh Jackman, or Rooney Mara, or Garrett Hedlund, any of those guys, it's a really cute, fun movie, and you would have a reason to watch it. Me, 36-year-old man with no kids, alone in his apartment during quarantine, didn't really have a reason to watch it, and I'm not sure how I should feel about that now that I think about it a little more. But nonetheless, is this movie for you? Do you have 90 minutes to burn? I think it's like 93 minutes. Do you have 90 minutes to burn? It's really short and simple. Do you have kids? Probably going to be good for them. Are you young at heart, or do you just like the Peter Pan story and want to see a way different twist on it? Then this movie's probably for you. Otherwise, for most people, you can skip it. Hugh Jackman's performance doesn't make it worthwhile to watch. Garrett Hedlund's also fantastic. From this, I got that he would have been a fantastic choice for playing James T. Kirk in another Star Trek reboot. Just the way that he played this young James Hook was amazing. And I think it would go really well to playing James T. Kirk as well. But unless you're one of those kind of specific people, totally worth skipping. But if you do want to watch it, it's available on HBO Now right now. It's only available to the end of the month, so make sure that you check it out before it disappears. So go out, and it's probably available on other streaming services. I'll put links down below if I find anywhere that you can actually stream it and watch it. They'll be in the show notes. But if you have 90 minutes to burn, and why not? Hugh Jackman, he doesn't sing, but he does an okay job, and it's a cute little movie about Peter Pan that answers some questions I've always had and has a whole different take on it. So take it as you will. If you'd like it, go check it out. Otherwise, probably worth skipping it, but it is available on HBO Now right now. Hey guys, so I just wanted to break away real quick, just to let you know, you're about to see the outro that I pre-recorded. Obviously, it was recorded in a different place, and I look a little different. My hair was a little shorter, and I'm not wearing a hat. So don't let it throw you off. I didn't want to take the time to record yet another outro for these episodes when, in just a few weeks or less, I'm going to have a whole new setup, and hopefully I'll have a haircut, and I can make it a little more professional. So enjoy the rollout right now, and look for a new one in a few weeks. Thanks. So there you have it, yet another episode of the Everyman Movie Review in the books. Right at the top here, I want to say thank you, as I always do, to my patrons. I could not do this without you guys. Thank you so much for all the moral support, the messages that you send. When you see that you're watching the videos early, when I provide them early, you're watching all the crazy content that doesn't make it anywhere else. That's a huge thing for me. I know it makes me feel like I'm not wasting my time. Like there is a purpose behind everything that I'm doing. So thank you for all your support, including the monetary support. And if you want to be one of the chosen few who gets all of that behind the scenes material, all you have to do is go on over to patreon.com, that's patreon.com/Robert N. Cheek. For as little as $1 a month, you get entry level, you get most of the stuff just at that level. And then, of course, you can donate more and you get access to more and more stuff. I'm wrapping up my self-help book. Okay, I'm starting my self-help book. Everybody will be mentioned in the forward of that. It's all kinds of bonuses. You can find more details right there at patreon.com/Robert N. Cheek. And finally, my home on the web is taking shape. RobertNCheek.com has come back to life. It's only a few pages and it's a work in progress, but you'll be able to start getting information there. You can find links to the videos, links to the books, links to everything that I'm doing, music, for whatever that's worth. All of those things are available right there at robertncheek.com. And in a few weeks, you'll be able to sign up for a mailing list where I'll stay in touch with you and let you know about the bigger stuff I have coming along. We're kicking around some really big projects, maybe even the #1 movie in the country. We'll see. But you're going to know first if you go to robertncheek.com and sign up. And of course, I'm available on social media for free all the time. You get access to what's going on inside here, as terrifying as that may be. Go look for me at Robert N. Cheek on all your social networks. Maybe that's Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, Tumblr, Snapchat, everywhere at Robert N. Cheek. The only thing I don't have at this point is an OnlyFans, and don't push me because I might go and do it. But there's super funny content. There's insights into what's going on behind the scenes of my life. Not as much as you get at the Patreon, but hey, it's for free and it's right there on social media. So check it out at Robert N. Cheek on all your social networks. And if you can't get enough of me because, why would you? Make sure that you're checking out the Oh the Anthem podcast. Every Tuesday, I sit down with my buddy Corey and we do a new podcast, brand new, every single week for 314 consecutive weeks at this point. We talk about news, we talk about politics, we talk about sports, the stories of the day. Anything is on the table. You never know what we're going to get into. We tell stories from the past. We just hit our 6-year anniversary. So there's a lot of content for you to check out when you're bored, and a new episode every single Tuesday. Go on over to otheanthem.com. You can find the entire catalog of back episodes. You can follow us on social media at otheanthem. That's available everywhere. And make sure you join us on Sundays or Mondays when we do our live recording. You can be part of the show. If you're following on social media or at youtube.com/otheanthem, you'll be able to join in right there. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. If you're watching on YouTube, please do like and subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe to the channel, you get new updates, not just of these videos, but of all the stuff that I'm working on. I got a lot going on right now, and you're not going to want to miss a second of it. But of course, Everyman Movie Review is also available in podcast form. You can find that at anchor.fm/Everyman Movie Reviews. You'll be able to check out the new episodes right there at the same time as they're available on YouTube, with a few bonuses and extras only for the podcast listeners. I'll be back again in just a few days with yet another episode, so keep a lookout for that. But until then, please stay safe and stay inside. Take care of yourself and each other. Have a great week, everybody.